G'day guys and welcome back to Jans_Gaming for another Dokkan Battle video. So for today's video we're going to be revisiting the TEQ UI Goku. We got this Radiance banner and I thought what a good opportunity to check out what are some of the more updated teams for a lot of the units featured on the banner. So we're going to start with TEQ UI here. Obviously the sick card art. He's got plenty of teams for us to work with here. I've got 4 listed down. So the first one here is going to be Universal Survival Saga. Obviously, you could also utilize Goku as your lead there, or if you have AGL Jiren, that's another option. But I'm going with Evolution Blue Vegeta for the 220%. We've got him as our lead, TEQ UI, AGL UI, and you will see that AGL UI does form as a partnership with this TEQ UI on every one of these teams. I think that AGL UI has just been around for that long that I feel like everyone will have them if they're a long-term player. But yeah, you could obviously switch him out for other options. We've got the physical Cal Khalifa, Tech Cal and Khalifa, and then finished out the team with the Int Goku Freezer. So rotations for this one probably pretty easy. You got the 2 UI Gokus and then the 2 Cal and Khalifas. I'll also preface that for this TEQ Goku, if you are using him, you're going to be wanting to use him in fights where you are able to dodge at least early on until you are able to get that domain. If there's dodge cancelling for a whole fight, I definitely wouldn't be using him. So the next 2 teams are 2 different forms of the accelerated battle team, but for this one we're going to be going with Physical Glorio as our lead. We've then got the 2 UI Gokus, Physical Janemba, and then the Int Buhan, filling out the team with the AGL Gogeta. For this one, it'll be the UIs on rotation together again, and then Janemba and Int Buhan. They actually work really nicely with the slot 1 capabilities of Janemba, and then Buhan can perform that big time damage in slot 2. Real advantage of this team is having Glorio floating around with all that big time support. Next team we've got here is the Int Hit, and oh, there you go, funny, it actually says for them. But yeah, again, another accelerated battle team. We'd be going with Hit as our lead, the 2 UIs, Physical Super Saiyan 4s, and then the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then the Physical Glorio as our floater. Same premise as the last team, the 2 UIs together, then the Physical Super Saiyan 4s with the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's one of my favourite rotations in the game. The GT's just there. So again, another team that will work really effectively. And then the team that we're going to run today, because it's probably the best situation for the UIs, because it's just the best team in the game, and it's the TEQ Goku or AGL Vegeta. I didn't look into which gives the better boost, but by looks of it, we're going with the TEQ Goku here. So we're going to jump into the latest red zone stage to drop, and that is the Great Ape Kid Goku. Looking at our rotations here, it looks like TEQ UI is going to be getting a go in slot 1 very early on. So I guess what we'll do is this. Yeah, not a very good spread of orbs for us here. I guess if we grab those 2 there, we can then grab that to give you a lot more orbs. So let's see, we get the initial dodge. Remember, for UI Goku, he does have the damage reduction until he gets his first hit. So for this, say if he gets hit here, which he doesn't, perfect, he does have the 50% damage reduction. Then once you get hit, that damage reduction disappears and it does drop down to just having guard. So significantly weaker when you do take that first hit. That's why a dodge build is really, really impactful on this Goku. You see him firing off the crits and additionals here. We'll have a look after this, but I do believe that my TEQ UI is only at 69%, I'm pretty sure. I remember I got him really early on his initial banner, but then after that, I think I got 1 copy of him with Saiyan Day, and otherwise haven't pulled any more dupes for him. But Kapow, Vegeta taking double digits here. You may be wondering why I left him on rotation. On that next rotation, we've got the other TEQ Super Saiyan Goku. So if we don't want to run into any linking issues, yeah, splitting those two is going to be the best option. Also worth. Oh, that's annoying. That means the Tech Gods are in slot 7. If I had have had a look at how the rotations were set up, I probably would have floated off the TEQ UI Goku there. But anyways, you win some, you lose some. So remember that AGL UI is going to have guaranteed dodge here. That is actually some of the worst orb changing I reckon I've ever seen from Gotenks. That's actually crazy. Wow. Crazy. So here we go. We've got the key base super. So that does double digits. Oh, no! We didn't trigger the counter. There you go. Gotenks, very good unit to utilise for a fight like this where you know you're in for the guaranteed key base supers. So as I mentioned, AGL UI's got the guaranteed dodge there. Bang, bang. Nothing that Great Ape can do to this rotation, unfortunately for him. And I guess just talking about the team further, what's going to make this team so powerful is the fact that we do have both of the we've got two Tech Vegetos, we've got AGL Gogeta, we've got a domain with Tech UI, we've got a revive with AGL UI. This team quite literally has every bit of kit that you can ask for, and then you also add on the fact that we've got the Tech Gods here. If you wanted, you could have brought in that physical Super Saiyan 4, AGL Super Saiyan 3 rotation that I was showcasing in the previous teams. Like the leader skills between the two 10th anniversary LRs is just beyond insane. So UI gets off the supers there, gets the crits, and so what I'm thinking is probably like this. So we go that into that, which is going to leave terrible orbs for the poor gods there, but anyway, that'll do. They've got the big time damage reduction for their... I see, there you go. So there's where we lose our damage reduction. We're now reduced to guard for the rest of this UI rotation. You definitely don't want to be utilising him in slot 1. It is sort of just because I was trying to sort out the rotations. As I said, I should have floated him off and utilised him alongside the UI Goku on that second rotation. Then I could have left the Tech Gods sticking around on rotation here. But anyways, Vegeta as well as the Gods, they're not going to be taking any type of damage from Great Ape Goku here, I don't think, even if Vegeta was to get supered. So, bang, double digits, and we do get hit, but it is only double digits, so not too bad. The dodge build showing out for a little bit there, and then, yeah, the poor old gods. You really want to be getting them as many key spheres as possible. I think it caps out their passive at 10 when they're in base. But they're also not important because of the passive numbers boost, but also the ability to fire off multiple supers and really stack up their defense. So what we could do is we could go like that. I don't think Gotenks will get the opportunity to come back around, so we can do that. To be honest, if I wanted, I could realistically do this, because if you see here, Gotenks does have his million defense now. Yeah, you know what, bugger it, because then we might be able to get the counter off, and the counter is 6. So, yeah, we are going to roll with that into that. And then I guess we're not going to see you again, so we may as well activate the Patara for you. The crushing Patara, and then we'll grab those. Cool. So now, yeah, we definitely want him to super in slot 1 against Gotenks here. Ideally, if he can do that against, like after we've supered. Nope. So we take that. Still took 300k, and we don't nullify it either. Am I missing something? I swear, isn't it just if we're able to, if it's a key-based super that we can, well, not nullify, sorry, that we can counter it. But anyways, maybe I'm imagining things. You can see the TEQ Goku in slot 2 here. He's getting the extra attack stat from the support of the TEQ Vegeta in slot 3, plus add on a couple of stacks of his attacks from that previous turn. And you can see the offensive jump is pretty significant there, pumping out those 20 million supers. Compare. And dang, we get another one. That's a really, really good offensive turn from the TEQ Goku. Dang. We're not going to quite get the finish, so that will mean that we'll be at turn 5 for UI Goku, and we'll be able to pop his domain, I believe. I haven't used TEQ, not going to lie, I haven't used TEQ UI in quite a while. So bang, double digits, double digits, double digits, 17% HP. As I mentioned, you've got the revive. So yeah, there it is. So we can pop that one with you. We'll get that domain up, and then what we'll do is this will probably actually get the finish, but I really want to pop that animation. No, I won't. I'll let TEQ UI get the finish. This shouldn't kill him. Yeah. So from there, we'll just cap that one out there. We'll grab that one with you. And then we'll just finish off by grabbing that with you. So TEQ UI should be able to get the job done here. We've got a full 7 out of 7 linking partner. This animation looks sick. I like. Yeah, I reckon that looks amazing. If he doesn't get the job done with his super attacks, he'll finish off Kid Goku with the counters. So compare, we got the crit. There's that guaranteed. Well, counters. That should have been singular, counter, bang, and that's all she wrote. So there you go, guys. That is 4 teams that you could be rocking your TEQ UI Goku on. As you saw, we pumped out the latest red zone, so there's definitely the ability to knock over these ones with a unit that's pretty much a year old at this stage. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content, and hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.